was a sight for my soul.
23 in like 45 minutes. They closed down all the cash game tables for this tournament. I was wrong the other day when I said they'd probably only get about 50 people. So far there's 80 with alternates. So that should be a good payday. I'm on the list for 2-5 as well, so I don't play 1-3 for lack of not trying 2-5. It just never gets going here. I'll check back in with some tournament updates after a little while.
There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight for my soul. There goes a sight for my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. There goes a sight for my soul. I think it's all angels.
22K from a 10K starting stack, coming back to 400, 800. It's a turbo, 20-minute levels. There's over 90 entries so far, over 30 rebuys, I think. I think I just lost the minimum with Kings. A guy raised all in for 4K, and I 3-bet over him, no callers, and he had ace 10 and got an ace on the flop. Oh well. Double starting stack, well above average. Probably going to final table, maybe win. We'll see. Competition is not very fierce here. They'll get it in with every draw possible on these tournaments. And that's fine. It's a fun tournament.
I think a fall angel just walked by. I think a fall angel just walked by. I think a fall angel just walked by. There goes a sight from.
Well, I went from having quite a decent chip stack, but it was only like 50 big blinds in the grand scheme of things, to quickly calling it all in. I had pocket jacks, and he had ace something, hit an ace. He had ace queen, hit an ace, and that crippled me down to almost nothing. So then a guy went all in for tiny, another guy called, I went all in for 6K, which was 6 big blinds, and had like 2 more callers. I don't even know. There was aces out there, jacks out there. The original all-in guy was queen 7 of diamonds, and no help. Nothing came for my king 10 of clubs. That's what it was. Aside from the MSPT that comes to town twice a year here in Evansville, Tropicana, they do a monthly tournament and then a couple weekly tournaments, weekly Wednesday turbos. This monthly tournament is a turbo 2. It's a $100 buy-in, and the blind's more than double every 20 minutes. There was almost 5K up top for a $100 buy-in, which is a pretty good deal, but I think I'm gonna stay away from it. It's just not worth the trouble in the long run of trying to luck box, and my $100 could have went to something else. I could have stayed on the cash game list. The cash game list was huge today. Grinded all day and built a good one. I don't think I've came out and said it, but I'm mainly a tournament player. I just started, I've always played cash, but I just started getting a little more serious into cash and trying to get a little more volume. So I still kind of play like a tournament player. And that's one of my big parts of my game I really need to work on so that I can play cash better. My eyes keep crossing whenever a car drives by. But here in 2017, I'm hoping to really increase my cash play and get better at cash and build a bankroll, something I've never really done. Most of the time when I get a bankroll going, I put it in the next biggest tournament that I could buy into, which is not the proper way to do things, but it's how I've always done them, because poker is a hobby to me. I have a full-time job and a full-time family. I love playing poker, and I'm gonna keep playing poker and keep grinding and keep making these vlogs better and better. But I'm gonna put in more serious hours into cash and see where it leads us. My goal is to build a bankroll that will get me into the main event of the World Series come July. I know that's a huge goal for me, especially with the limited amount of time that I'm gonna get to do that, but I think I can do it. 2 years ago I played in the Colossus, the first one they had, and last year I played in the Monster Stack out at the World Series in Vegas. And this year I'm looking to play something bigger. If it's another $1,500 event, then that's what it's going to be, but I'm really looking to play the main event. I think after this many years of poker, it's my time to do so. 10 years ago, when this Tropicana was Casino Aztar, they hosted their first poker tournament for a $100 buy-in. At the time, I think that was my last $100 in my checking account, and I took it down. In those 10 years, they have not improved in hosting tournaments, other than when the MSPT comes to town twice a year, as I said earlier. Their usual tournaments are just too fast. I know it's not a moneymaker for them, but if they could change the structure and stuff come the end of the year here when they have a new facility, I think they could build a better poker room and have a lot more players coming to town, you know, having an actual tournament instead of all these turbos. That's my small rant. Thanks for watching this far in this video. I know I didn't go over any hands from the tournament. It was just quick and fun. It is what it is. Now I want to get to some questions and answers and some goals for 2017. Thank you for 500 subs. I was going to do a full Q&A at 500 subs, but 500 came really fast. I'm almost to 600 this week, all in a few days. There are only a handful of questions that aren't small answers, so I'll address them, and if more questions arise, we'll make a full video someday. Someone asked if I've read any poker books. The only books I've read are Harrington on Hold'em, the tournament versions, 1, 2, 3, and the modern tournament. I've browsed through a couple others, but I wouldn't say I read them. I've listened to mental game audiobooks from Jared Tindler, and now I'm listening to an audiobook on beating low limit cash games from Jonathan Little. I hope to listen to more audiobooks on my drives because I think they'll help tremendously. Someone asked what my live tournament experience is. I've played tournaments, you know, it started of course with home games galore, $5, $10, $20 home games, but live casinos over the past 10 plus years, I try to play as many as possible. And that's not too many because as I've mentioned before, the locality of casinos isn't good for me. I have to travel to play. But with that being said, I try to play one every few months. Anytime MSPT, Heartland Poker Tour, or the World Series of Poker circuits come close, I'll jump in. And then started a couple years ago, I like to make a trip out to the World Series every summer for just to play 1 or 2 tournaments. Still gonna play as many tournaments as I can fit into, but like I said, I really want to focus on cash and go from there. Talking after playing like I did in this video, you're always a little emotional, so I always say a little bit crazy things. It's like interviewing a fighter after a fight. There's too much adrenaline, too much whatnot. You may not be thinking clearly. With that, I said that I planned on building a bankroll to be able to play the main event. That is 100% my goal. It's a crazy goal, but I'm gonna push for it by learning and improving and cashing as much as possible as I can in the next few months. I came across the video on Joey Ingram's podcast from Bill Perkins, and it's a small piece of motivation. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm gonna throw a clip of it in here. If you wanna watch the full video, there'll be links below.
How did you get successful? Like, why did you? I said I was lucky to find my passion, and then I treated it as if I was going to die the next day if I didn't do the work necessary. I said, I treated it as if my life depended on it. And I said that the story is your life does depend on it. It's your fucking life. You know what I mean? So like if you're playing poker for a living, to all you poker guys out there, and you're not studying and you don't have every fucking book out there or whatever, you're not treating it as if your life depended on it. And it's your fucking life. Like this is your life and you're not treating it as if your life depended on it. You know, like you should be treating it as if you're going to die unless you are doing your absolute maximum best.
Another thing I want to throw in is Rayz Rayl's vlog. It's his tips for beginning poker players.
And the very most important one is bankroll management. Now this really varies from player to player. Some people practice 20 buy-ins for the game they play regularly. Some people will say you need 40 buy-ins for the game you play regularly. I personally like to have between 40 to 50 buy-ins. I'm really conservative on that.
And the only other question that came up was someone asked what my goal for a win rate will be this year. I'm not sure what I'm capable of, was my short answer. But he pointed out that we both watch Andrew Neeme, and he mentions 10 big blinds per hour.
What is considered a good win rate in these low to mid stakes, no limit hold'em poker games? So the number that I always kept in mind that was a goal of mine as far as win rate goes was the number 10. That is 10 big blinds per hour.
So I think I'm gonna start there, 10 big blinds per hour. I'm gonna play a lot of 1-2 at the horseshoe and 1-3 at the Trop. So that'll split up. So my goal is gonna be approximately $25 an hour. I don't think that's a bad goal to shoot for. Thanks again for subscribing. I can't wait to put more hands in the future. I wasn't bullied on that Jack 9 hand. Most people have great thought out responses back and forth in the comments. It's phenomenal. It's almost better than my own book, you know? I think I'm gonna learn so much from you guys, and it's gonna improve my play, improve my vlogs with that. And I cannot thank you guys enough. Wow, as I'm sitting here waiting on my comfort food from McDonald's, after that little loss, small loss, you know, whatever, I see that I have 40 something likes already on this Poker Vloggers Must Be Stopped vlog. That's awesome. You guys are awesome. 40 something comments and 40 likes. Thank you. I'm glad you people actually watched the video instead of just coming in and disliking it, thinking that I'm dogging on poker vloggers. Keep it up. You're awesome.